My name is Conductor Sue, and I'll be with you on your journey. And as we start on our way, we'll say goodbye to Josh and Christine, our station masters today. And here we go. As we start rounding that corner, you want to look up a nice white farmhouse. That was the birthplace of Henry Ford. Henry Ford was born in that white farmhouse on July 2nd, 1863. And he lived in that farmhouse with his mother, father, and 5 brothers and sisters. That farmhouse was located only about 3 or 4 miles from here at what is now known as the intersection of Ford Road and Greenfield. And as we scoot past Henry Ford's birthplace, take a peek and you're looking down Main Street. There's lots to see and do on Main Street. On Main Street you have the Wright Brothers Cycle Shop where you can get a little bit of information on early aviation in the United States. Or ladies go to Mrs. Cohen's Millinery Shop, or check out the Ford Motor Company, or walk down to the Herschel Spillman Carousel. That turned 111 years old this year, and it's always fun to take a carousel ride. Around the corner here, you'll see a cluster of buildings behind a white picket fence, and that is Thomas Edison's Menlo Park Laboratory. That was built in 1867 in New Jersey, and hundreds of wonderful patented inventions were created at this facility. Things like the phonograph, the microphone, and the incandescent light bulb, just to name a few. And on your left side there, you'll see a bright yellow house. That was Sarah Jordan's boarding house. That was where the unmarried workers at the Menlo Park complex took their room and board. And it's also the very first house that was wired for the electric lights. Porches and Parlors District. Up ahead you'll see the Ackley Covered Bridge. That was built in 1832 and we acquired that from Southwest Pennsylvania. That's the gateway to Porches and Parlors. In Porches and Parlors you can tour all the beautiful historic homes we have back here. You might want to check out the Burbank House, or Noah Webster's house, Robert Frost's house, or the beautiful English Codswell Cottage. That was a gift from Henry Ford to his wife Clara because she so admired it. And now we're coming into the Susquehanna station. So everybody please remain seated where you are, and we're going to wait until we come to a complete stop and we hear a blast of the horn from the engineer. There we go. As we start on our way, we'll wave goodbye to Rachel. She's been here all day in the bright sunshine, getting the train out on time. There we go. See you later. And we're passing by the white Susquehanna plantation. That plantation was built around the 1850s in St. Mary's County, Maryland. It was a successful 700-acre plantation that contributed their success for growing good cash crops like corn, wheat, and lots of tobacco. And now we're just past the Ferris Windmill. We're looking at the Daggett Farm. That's a pre-revolutionary farm that was built in 1754 in Andover, Connecticut. Now they have very knowledgeable and friendly presenters in Daggett Farm, so make sure you stop in there sometime and they'll tell you all about the 1750s. Now you're looking at the newer paddock area that we have. When our hard-working horses get a little rest and relaxation, this is where they come. And they're usually accompanied by a whole bunch of wild turkeys. But due to the fact that this is such a crowded day, they're a little bit hunkering down in the woods today. They're not all coming out like they usually do. The engine that's pulling us today is the number 1 Edison. That was originally built in the late 1800s, and it was refabricated in 1932 at the Dearborn Rouge plant, and turned from its original engine to look more like a racing engine. Edison weighs in at about 10 tons. I should have said it earlier, but yeah, if you round the curve there, you can see the Gordie Howe Bridge from here. And what are you looking at now? What's called a blowdown. That's where they blow excessive amount of steams out of a boiler, hopefully taking a lot of sediment with it, keep it for cleaner operation. We've got wild turkeys to the right, we've got wild turkeys to the left, or no, they're gone now. And now we're coming into Walnut Grove. That's where we play our historic baseball. We play our historic baseball every Saturday and Sunday all summer long. Yesterday was our very first game. We have 2 teams in Greenfield Village, the Lottie Dodge and the National. And they enjoy taking turns playing the other historic baseball teams in the Tri-County Historic Baseball League. So that's it. Alright, now let's count of 3. Everybody yell hurrah back to them. 1, 2, 3. Hurrah! Here we go. And now we're headed towards the Henry Ford Academy. Henry Ford Academy is a Wayne County charter school. It costs nothing to attend, but you have to be entered in a lottery to see if you'll be one of the lucky chosen. Back here, we have our 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, and we have 9th graders as well, but they have their classrooms in the museum. As we round the bend here, you're looking at 3 attached Pullman rail cars. Those rail cars are the classrooms for the senior students. Bottle of water on your left and the Swanee with gatehouse here. If you look up the hill, you're going to look at the Martha and Mary Chapel. That was built here by Henry Ford in honor of his mother and his mother-in-law, Martha and Mary. It's a very popular wedding venue here in Greenfield Village, and we have a ton of weddings officiated there. And then you're looking at the green building. That's the Taste of History. Taste of History is a delicious restaurant-style eatery, and they have a nice varied menu, and some of the items on the menu are produced from the recipes of our historic homes. And here we go, we're pulling into the Smith Creek Depot. So please remain seated where you are until the train comes to a complete stop, and we hear a blast of the whistle from the engineer letting us know it's safe to stand up and exit on the left-hand side. So we're just going to listen for the whistle.
And as we continue on now through Railroad Junction, we're now passing the historic Smith Creek Depot. Originally built in 1858 in Smith Creek, Michigan, that's about 8.5 miles southwest of Port Huron. Where as a boy, Thomas Edison worked for the Grand Trunk Railroad, selling treats and newspapers along the way from Port Huron to Detroit and back again. Coming up on your left, it's a new addition to Greenfield Village. That's our vegetable building from the Detroit Central Market. Built here in Detroit in 1861. We use it as a farmer's market and other special events throughout the year. And that brings us to the heart of our Railroad Junction district, just ahead our Detroit, Toledo, and Milwaukee roundhouse, where we repair and maintain our 3 coal-fired steam locomotives. Originally built in 1884 in Marshall, Michigan, it was recreated here at Greenfield Village in the year 2000, using elements from that original building. And over on the other side of the roundhouse is our Liberty Craftworks district, where artisans and craftsmen create beautiful objects in glass and pottery, garden and music. There's a print shop, a sawmill, and so much more. Tire and Rubber Company of Akron, Ohio. Firestone Farm is a living history farm. The farmhouse built in 1828 in Columbiana County, Ohio. We have some of our livestock in the pit pasture over on your right. Here's our cows. And earlier we had our herd of sheep. And that brings us to our next stop of the day, and that's Firestone Station at the front gate. From here you have full access to working farms, Main Street, Liberty Craft Works, and Henry's Model T. If you're leaving your truck, please stay seated until the train comes to a complete stop. The engineer will give a blast with the whistle. That means the air brake is set, and then I'll give you the go-ahead to exit on the right side only. Don't forget that wristband or ticket gets you on and off the train all day long here at the village. Wait for that whistle now. And there's the whistle.